Hello everyone, this is Con of Cons, and I thought it was a great idea, to start up this channel, and what better way to start it than start out with a man who's himself having a fresh start. So, this is, for those who don't know, Dr., I use that term rather loosely, Kent Hovind. Now, Hovind is rather a snake oil salesman sort of thing, where he's kind of a scammer, and he wants you to believe what he believes so he can sell you more stuff. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Hello, my name's Kent Hovind. I was a high school science and math teacher for 15 years.
By the way, if you ever see a video with Dr. Hovind, you will always know he uses that same introduction every time. And he uses that excuse, I taught science for 15 years, everywhere. He uses that all the fucking time, and whatever. It pisses me off, but,
Moved here to Pensacola, January 1989, to put my wife through college, and started a ministry soon thereafter called Creation Science Evangelism.
Now, I notice he says ministry, which essentially is a business, which, by Kent's definition, it's pretty much a scam, is what he's saying. He wants you to believe what he believes so that he can make more money off of you. That's why he started Dino Land, or whatever the hell, some theme park he has in Pensacola. That's why he started all this. That's why he's here. Yeah.
And this is our first, and sort of a test for me, YouTube video production. The technology kind of caught up with me, passed me up actually, during the last 9 years. We'll talk about that in a minute. The purpose of these programs is to get you converted to Jesus Christ if you're not a Christian.
You're doing a piss poor job, mate.
If you are a Christian, we want to strengthen your faith in God's Word. I believe the Bible is literally true and scientifically accurate.
But you have no proof. I mean, it's just... The Bible is very hard to prove to be true because, for one, the New Testament was written 300 years after Jesus was dead. Two, it's been rewritten so many times and censored so many times that it's hard to tell what the originals were. And, three, we don't even know who truly wrote most of the Bible. It's mostly anonymous. It's really a strange word. You can't really say, oh, I believe it's literally true, when there's so many mistranslations, so many contradictions, so many just crazy things out there. It's very hard for you to say it's true. Scientifically accurate in every detail and doing all that. And as far as scientifically accurate, you have no evidence. Other than, oh, I said it's happened. It makes no sense. You have no evidence. Show me the evidence. Evolution has a bunch of evidence. You can look it up in books. You can look it up everywhere. You have no evidence.
I believe it from cover to cover, every detail. I believe the Earth is only 6,000 years old. So I like to tell
Bullshit.
people right up front what I believe and what my position is.
Well, at least he's honest. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. We'll get to that later.
So I don't like anybody sneaking up on me, so I won't sneak up on you. The Bible teaches if you add up the dates that are given in Genesis 5 and Genesis 11.
Now, he talks about these dates, and again, there's no verification for this. We don't even know if Adam and Eve even existed, or if this is just all made-up mumbo-jumbo. We don't know this. Just going off one book is a terrible idea. That's like if I took one scientific research paper that wasn't even verified, was rewritten from 10 different languages, and I said, this is what I believe in. No one would take me seriously. The scientific community doesn't take you seriously. That's why they don't. Because you base your beliefs on one thing. One thing alone.
Adam was 130 when his son was born,
and how does that make any sense? I mean, 130, that's crazy. Even nowadays we can't live to 130, and you expect at the beginning of the world we were able to? That makes no sense. You have no evidence. Why would he be able to? I guess God? But that's really a stupid thing. I mean, it's just... Other than saying, well, God did it, and we have no proof of that. So you have no proof.
boy was 105 when his son was born. And this chart you can get in the back of our seminar notebook available.
Oh, yes. The chart's in the back of the seminar notebook. give me money. He's trying to sell you things. You notice that he says it's self-promotion and selling you things all throughout the video.
At creationtoday.org, my son's ministry. But if you add up the dates given in the Bible, you'll find what everybody else has found through history that's done this. The Bible dates indicate the earth was created in 6 days about 6,000 years ago. It is not millions or billions of years old.
But, again, you're going off of one piece of literature. It's the same thing. You're taking one piece of literature and with no cross-examination, no one else to prove you wrong, and tons of mistranslations and tons of different things, and you're saying it's true. It makes no sense. You have no proof of it. Again, this is like the 5th time I'm going to make this argument, and I don't want to make it again.
So this top timeline kind of indicates what the Bible teaches. 6,000 years ago, or 4,000 BC, God created everything. 4,400 years ago, there was a big flood in the days of Noah that destroyed everything, and that flood explains all the geology of the world.
Not necessarily. If you look at stuff like subduction zones and the Marianas Trench and things like that, how would the flood explain that? Plus, floods generally don't make mountains. You don't have, even on a small scale, you might have some debris that piles up, but you're never going to have a huge mountain. And where does all this water come from? It makes no sense. Did the land sink under the water? Did the water rise up? If you have a flood of this catastrophic scale, where did all the water come from and where did it all go? You have nowhere to say. It makes no sense.
The mountain ranges, the ocean basins, the continental shelf, and we cover all that on video number 5 or 6 of our series, which you can see right here on the YouTube channel.
Again, more self-promotion, more trying to sell you things, more getting money. It makes no sense.
Then Jesus came 2,000 years ago, and here we are today, 2015. Today happens to be July 20th, and the Lord's coming back probably, hopefully, soon, next 10, 15 years.
You do realize people have said that for literally thousands of years. Like, it's one of the oldest things, like, Jesus is coming soon, we gotta prepare. People have said that for thousands of years, and they're never right. It's the same thing if I talked about how Cthulhu is gonna come, I'm probably not gonna be right.
We'll see about that. People have been waiting a long time. I'd like you to tell your friends about this new YouTube channel. Please be patient. I have a lot to learn about the technology here.
More self-promotion. More self-promotion. Jesus Christ, does this guy ever get over himself?
But if you want to send questions, you can send them to the Dr. Dino.
Nah, I'd rather send them to an actual paleontologist, not someone who calls himself the Dr. Dino. It seems like kind of a strange thing to send things to a scientist who didn't even, or a pseudoscientist who didn't even major in something like geology or paleontology, and send them questions about this thing when they really have no credentials to show for it. It's like if I sent an economist, economist, like, reports on law. It makes no sense. Why would I do that? They have no credentials to say anything about that. Very few. It makes no sense.
THEDRDINO, the Dr. Dino, at gmail.com. That's behind me here. The Dr. Dino at gmail.com. Please help shine the light, make a lot of noise on about the truth of creation and the flood, and we'll be talking about the coming judgment, what's coming next. I just spent the last 9 years in federal prison over one of the dumbest laws ever passed.
You evaded the taxes. You conned people. You literally, quite literally, you evaded taxes. You didn't pay your taxes and you went to jail for it for 9 years over a dumb law. That's like saying, oh man, I stabbed someone to death, but it was a dumb law. I went to jail for life. Fuck that. Sorry about that. It was a dumb law. I went to jail for life. Whatever. What the hell? That's irresponsible. It's one thing if you came out here and said, look, I'm sorry for what I did, and I'm sorry that I went to jail. But no, you try to make a persecution out of yourself, and you try to say, oh man, I'm the victim here. Look at me, I'm the victim. And it makes no sense. Why would you do this? You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're making yourself look like a complete idiot. You were found guilty.